Roadrunners, let's give a nice round of applause.
Yeah, fantastic event. It's always fun being in a race where your event is the only one going on, so you don't have to worry about fitting in the schedule with the shot putters or the sprinters and stuff. It's nice that you're the one and only attraction, so it's a lot more low key. You hang out with all your competitors, you come down and you do your warm up together. The race went out a lot faster than I was expecting, but I was ready. My training's been going really well the last couple of weeks, even being the end of the season, so I knew my strength was good. I was feeling it a bit at the top of the hill. The second quarter you've got to run uphill, and we're pretty quick splits, so I just had to bank. My plans were to wait till the last 50 metres, no earlier, to take the lead, and I barely got past Legat. I wasn't sure even as we crossed the line. I knew it was very close, so yeah, to come out with a win means a huge amount to just cap up a great season. The momentum that will carry for next year is really important. To continue racing well after the Olympics has continued to build my confidence, to not be intimidated by the best in the world, but to realise that I am one of them now, so hopefully I'll race accordingly.
Yeah, so it's been a long season and you've had a really a marked improvement in terms of your status in the world. How do you look, what do you think about going into the next season? What's the goal?
Well, I was third in the Olympics, so the only place to aim from there is beyond that for gold, so that's why everything will be geared towards next year. First goal is to promote the sport back in New Zealand over the next few months and over the winter. We're going to do a tour of the country, show the medal around to encourage the younger generation to believe that track and field is a sport where you can gain the popularity and success in New Zealand, and then maybe to do some races back there, and then everything will be geared towards the World Championships in Berlin next year.
So one more question, what do you think of the New York course? What do you think of New York in general?
I love coming to New York just for a weekend or two. Central Park, you can do every part of your running training here. It's got every part of training you need. And the fun thing about this race is you've got hills in the race, so your tactics are somewhat according to that. And without any bends on the track, my tactics are hanging back means there's no risk of getting boxed in, so that's fun as well. Thanks very much.
Great.
Any more?
Yeah, one more, I guess. You were saying this is your first win. I mean, obviously, it's your best season ever. It's kind of ironic, but this is your first win. I mean, how do you put the season in perspective?
Yeah, I've won a couple of smaller meets, an 800 or two, and some indoor races, but yeah, it's just it's hard to win when you're at the very top of the game. When people think the Kenyans win all of the meets all the time, but the Kenyan who wins one meet the very next week finishes 10th, so for me to not finish any worse than third throughout the year, I think I was probably the most consistent athlete on the circuit throughout the year. So although I didn't necessarily take the risks or peak my training for the one race other than the Olympics, it gave me a lot of confidence that I raced that way to show my name up there.
You said you didn't take a risk, but it seems like you took a big risk by focusing solely on the Olympics. And obviously it paid off well, but kind of coming into the season, you sit down with your brother and Coach Warhurst, and you just said it's all or nothing for the Olympics. Is that pretty much?
Well, the fact of just bringing my brother over in the first place, it was I didn't want to finish the year having to say what if. We wanted to make sure that we threw everything possible at it so that we can look back regardless of where we finish. We know we did everything within our power to do so. And when people ask you, do you really believe you can win it, or do you really believe you can medal? That is one of the biggest barriers initially, to actually say yes in public, but to actually believe it. And I always did believe it, but there were other parts of me that thought, will it actually happen? And it did actually happen, so that's just the leap of faith you got to take, and then good things will happen. But at the same time, I'm very blessed with so many different tools to be able to do that, and the support structure enable. Not everybody can say I'm going to win a gold and then it's going to happen. Yes, you got to have belief, but you've also got to have a lot of things to base that upon. So over the years, I've earned that merit to do that.
Is your brother and Coach Warhurst, are they working together? How does that work?
Ron was writing all the program, and my brother was basically helping administer to make sure that I would carry out and do those workouts. And then my brother would help give Ron any input if he thought that, maybe you could change this or that. But Ron had the primary input, and then Steve was there to make sure that I stuck to it on more of a daily basis. When he's busy with 30 guys in the cross-country team, I can only really see Ron twice or 3 times a week, but Steve was there 7 days a week. So.
And looking forward to next year, I mean, now you have the bronze. You're kind of talking about that. You know, you want to get a medal, you think you can be the best, but now there's got to be almost no doubt, right?
Yeah, no, at the moment, I'm just really looking forward to enjoying the opportunities that brings. We're going to New Zealand for a tour of the country to show the medal around. Things like that is really fun, and even just the fact where now I get invited to most of the meets I travel, and that it just, I don't know, it makes you feel good. For so long you're always begging to get into races, and now they're begging to have you in it. So I'm going to enjoy that for a little while, but I got to make sure I don't rest on my laurels, and there's still more to aim for. I haven't run a PR for 2 years now, over 8 or 15, so it'd be nice to break 3:30 one day. That would be another big goal of mine.
All right, congrats.